I'm fairly active, and so I do a lot of yard work, and after Katrina I got more yard work than I could handle, including digging up stumps. And progressively over the years since Katrina, my back got extremely sore as I would be working, and I decided that I'd better get it checked to see if there was something that I was damaging by continuing to do that heavy activity. The discomfort was in my lower back, and would limit the amount of time that I could stay active in doing the yard work. Then I'd have to stop and rest, and then after a fairly short day I'd just have to quit. Then I'd have soreness in my back for quite a while, and then it also developed in my neck. It even got to the point to where I teach a Sunday school class, and I could not stand to teach, and I had to get a stool to sit on to be able to make it through that session. I went to the doctor that had helped my wife when she had hurt her knee, and it was bone and joint specialist, and they did some x-rays and eventually did an MRI and told me that I had degenerative bone disease, and that I had 2 discs in my lower back that were completely gone and one that was nearly gone, and that there was not any treatment that they had other than to treat me for pain, and that eventually I would continue to degenerate, and finally when it got to the point where I couldn't stand the pain, then they would fuse the vertebrae in my back, and I would of course lose some mobility, and eventually then I would not be able to be active at all. I didn't particularly care for that diagnosis. They do injections right next to the spinal cord with using some fairly large needles, and that's supposed to provide relief from pain. And I had 3 treatments of that, and I really couldn't tell any relief at all from that treatment. My wife heard about Dr. Culpepper first, and she came and got treatments and was doing much better. My son also came, he was doing much better. So I figured I didn't have a whole lot to lose, since the other doctor had not given me any hope other than continued degeneration. She took some x-rays and did an analysis of my back, and basically told me that my spine from the base of my skull to my tailbone was pretty well both out of shape and worn pretty bad. She wasn't sure how much improvement she could make, but that she was sure she could make significant improvement, and that was the best news I had gotten in quite a while. I really hadn't had any hope until then. She told me about how long she thought she would have to treat me, how many times I'd have to come, and at first it was extremely uncomfortable because of the fact that my back and my neck were very much out of the normal shape, but it didn't really take all that long. About a month, she had a substantial improvement in the curvature in both the neck and in the back, and by then I was able to go out. She told me to just go ahead and do my normal activity as long as my back would take it. So I did. I went back out and started digging stumps, and got the wheelbarrow and wheeled dirt and all the heavy-duty things that I had been doing in the yard before. And while I had soreness afterwards, it wasn't pain, the burning type pain that I had before. So there was some obvious improvement, and it has continued to improve. Now, I won't say that all the soreness is gone. There is one joint there where she indicated that I had had a back injury that I didn't even know about. But it was clear from the x-ray that there had been an injury there, and there's not a whole lot she can do about that, but she has improved it tremendously. And so I'm able to be as active as I ever was, and now the after effect basically is just soreness. What have you got to lose by coming and letting her do a diagnosis, and And she played straight with me. She told me exactly what she could do and what the limits might be. And it worked out pretty much exactly like she said. Come give it a try. If you want to get rid of the pain and make your back more healthy in the process, because while I'm not young, I'm young enough that I don't want to get decrepit at my age. I still want to have a few good active years there. And so she's helped me to have hope for that.